Hello and welcome to our essential oil trial with that we're running this October. So my name is Jen and I will introduce myself. But firstly, just to say welcome, you are so welcome here. We are so excited to help you try essential oils, hopefully, maybe for the first time, or maybe you've had an experience before and you are looking to really shift things in your health. Maybe you've experienced doTERRA oils before, or maybe you've experienced different essential oils. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about how doTERRA oils are different, how I came about them, how I'm here passionately sharing uh, all this with you, why I'm here passionately sharing this bit with you. And let's start with who I am. So, as I've said, my name is Jen. I am a registered and qualified paediatric nurse, and I have been working as a nurse for almost 20 years. And I left the NHS 3 years ago because, as a family, we'd gone on a bit of a health journey. It started with my daughter really struggling with her chest, and my friend suggested some essential oils. And I'd previously had essential oils with just a diffuser in the corner for nice smells. I didn't know that they actually did anything for health or could be used in any way that would be helpful for health or even were safe to use in that way. My friend introduced me to doTERRA essential oils. I sort of thought, what have I got to lose? Just a bit of money to try them. And long story short, I've never looked back. So we were in hospital 3 times over a 6-month period with her. And since we have not needed to go back to hospital, which is phenomenal. I have then gone on to what else can I do in my home? What else can I do in my home? And I've helped others do the same. So that's why I'm here. I became a very square peg in a round hole in the NHS. So I left the NHS 3 years ago, but I still work as a nurse. I still practice. I do a night shift every week, which is incidentally on a Monday. So that's what I will be doing when I finish this class with you here. But in the rest of my time, I love to share holistic health and I love to share essential oils because they've been a game changer in our home with our health. And I've now helped hundreds of families do the same, which is wonderful. So here we are, and we are beginning our trial. So that's a little bit about who I am. So just a disclaimer at the start, we have to say that the oils and products in this trial are not to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. And we must be really, really careful in the language that we use. And you'll feel that in the class. You might think, oh, why should you use that word? And that's because we have to be really careful in the sort of complementary health space that we are using words that are acceptable and not words that are used medically. So it says wellness advocates, we're not doctors. I am obviously, incidentally, a nurse. I am happy with what I'm bringing to you, but obviously, I am not. I'm coming into capacity here as a wellness advocate, and it is a side benefit. I am a nurse and can maybe answer questions that you might have. So, 3 things about doTERRA essential oils that I would love to tell you at the start. Number one is that they are safe. And the reason that they are safe is because of the purity. So, what we're talking about here is just the pure essential oil. So, you have all, even if you say, I've never opened a bottle of essential oil, Jen, you've experienced an essential oil before. If you have ever opened an orange, peeled an orange, that little spray, that little spritz that comes out of the skin when you pierce it, that's the essential oil in the skin. So when we are looking to something like a wild orange essential oil, we are literally talking about the pressed rind of many, many oranges that produces an essential oil. There's nothing added to it. There's nothing else in that bottle. When we're thinking about peppermint, if we rub a peppermint leaf between our fingers, we're actually breaking the little sacs that sit underneath the leaf like this. They sort of suspend. If you look at them under a microscope, it's really fascinating. And when we rub the leaf and we smell it, we're breaking the sacs and we're smelling that essential oil. And when we're talking about peppermint essential oil, we're talking about steam distilled, just leaves of peppermint until we've got enough to put in our little bottle. So these oils have got nothing else in them, and we know that because of the testing. And actually, on each bottle of oil, I hope you can see on my camera, it's got a little number on the bottom, little lot number. And there's even a website with doTERRA that's called Source to You, and you can go on there, you can put your lot number in, and doTERRA is so confident in their own safety, in their own 100% purity rating, that they are happy to give you your testing on your batch of oils. So what I love about this is a peppermint oil, and if I was to buy another one, it would have a different, if I bought another one in a year's time, it would have a different lot number on the bottom, and I could go in and check that batch of peppermint oil and see what the testing was on that batch of oil. So this company actually do what they say. And this for me was so important, because if I was not only going to bring them into my home for my little girl that was struggling breathing, as I just told you, but also I'm thinking from a scientific point of view as a nurse, that actually I want to know that there's science behind this. I want to know that these products are safe to bring into my family. So I may talk a little bit more about this in a minute, but actually we can really trust this testing, because that they are 100% pure, because it's given back to us, it's made public knowledge. Just so you're aware, although I won't be talking about any other brands this evening, other brands do have this testing done on them, but no other brand gives this back to their customers. They're not so open and honest. There's been two separate research projects done into the purity of oils in 2018, and I think again in 2023, when doTERRA came. There was just 3 essential oil companies that hit the mark on the purity of every single essential oil that they sold. Only 3 made it. So one was doTERRA, one was a French boutique brand, apparently, and I can't quite remember the other. I think the other went bankrupt, actually, from the story I was told. So some of the other companies might be pure in one product, but not across the whole line. So it's really interesting. And if there's ever any impurities within doTERRA essential oils, they will sell it on to another essential oil company, which possibly tells you everything. So, second thing to say about doTERRA essential oils is that they're effective. So it's fascinating. If we think back to biology GCSE, which might be a really long time ago, it's certainly getting a bit of a long time ago for me now, but outside of each of our cells is a lipid membrane, which just means fat. It's a fatty membrane on the outside of each of our cells. And the beautiful thing about an essential oil is it is inherently a fat, because we call them an oil. And so that's why when you put them on your water, they float to the top, just like a fat would. And this means that they can get inside the cell, which is really unique, because most medications are water-based, which means that they can get in your blood, but they stay outside of the cell and they can't actually penetrate in. So when we're looking to help health issues, which is what we're doing over the next 10 days, this is the reason why you can really feel the benefits, because actually you're getting amazingly pure plant medicine into your cells through the means of an essential oil. And the last thing to say on the 3 things about doTERRA essential oils is that they're affordable. When we compare them to traditional medical care, we have now, don't we? Prescriptions are now so expensive for each medication that you might need. And actually, when we're looking at essential oils, though there's an investment that we have to do to bring them into our home, when they are here in our home, they are just pence per drop. And they're so powerful that we're using a drop or two at a time. And actually, that is really potentially money saving. And I actually even think, even when it comes to my daughter, so she's a child, all of her access to healthcare is free at the point of use at the NHS. She has free prescriptions if she was to ever need one because she's a child. But actually, there's still a cost to me if I have to take her to hospital all the time. It's my time, the parking, and actually it's the cost to my family life or whether I can go to work or not, and so many other costs that are involved if I've got a child who regularly needs to go to hospital. But now having a child who is well instead is way less costly to me. It just involves buying some essential oils, which I'm happy to do. So the doTERRA difference, I've already talked a little bit about this, but just to underline it, they are absolutely pure. There is no natural ingredients, no fragrances. So many of the oils on the market now are a fragrance oil, which means so to be called an essential oil, just so you know, I think it's 5%, needs to be 5% of essential oil in the bottle. And actually, with doTERRA, it is just all essential oil in the bottle. But my first experience of essential oils was when a midwife told me that tea tree would be really good for my recovery after my first child was born. And I went to Home Bargains and I bought tea tree, which said 100% pure on the bottle, and it was £1.50. And actually, now I know what I know. I know that there was nowhere near 100% tea tree in that bottle, and the quality of the tea tree would have been really poor. And actually, if you've experienced essential oils before, and even you just smell doTERRA essential oils, your nose can tell the difference, which I always find fascinating. When I meet people who say, "Oh, I'm not sure about what you're saying, Jen," I just say, "Oh, just some lavender, just see what you think," or just smell some peppermint, just see what you think. Wow, that's really different. Oh, it's really full and rounded smell. Yeah. And that's the difference. And we can even smell it with our noses. So they are certified to be free of pesticides, other chemicals. And I would just say here that we don't use the word organic with doTERRA essential oils. And that's because I'm just going to show you in a couple of moments. We grow the plants that we get the essential oils from all over the world. And organic is a term that is different in different nations, in different continents, in different countries. So actually, it isn't a term that can be used about our oils, not because they are non-organic. It's just that we can't use that term across when they are being grown in all sorts of places. And in some countries, organic isn't even a thing. They just wouldn't use pesticides, and so it is irrelevant to the frankincense trees that are grown in Oman and Somalia. There's no chance that they're going to put any pesticides near them, so they don't even have the organic label to use. And we test the essential oils. So each essential oil batch goes through 13 types of testing and 54 tests before it comes to you in the bottle. So when I say we can be sure, honestly, we can be sure. One of my best friends, Kathy, has even had the chance to go to Cork in Ireland, where we have a distilling and testing facility, and she knows all the facts and has read all the research in terms of what we do and how we do it. And when she went, even she was blown away at the level at which they go to make sure that these essential oils are pure for us. So here's the beautiful picture. Not going to dwell on this for ages, but it's lovely to see that these essential oils are grown all over the world, and they are grown where they are where the best plants are grown to give the most therapeutic essential oil as a result. So actually, you may be surprised to know that our rose and lavender are grown in Bulgaria. You wouldn't be surprised if you were from Bulgaria, but many people think it might be grown in France, but it's actually grown in Bulgaria. And we have some Roman chamomile that is actually sourced in this country. And there are no sort of lengths that doTERRA won't go to. As I said, our frankincense comes from Oman and Somalia. And I could imagine that it would be way easier to grow frankincense trees in about 100 different nations in the world. But this is about giving us in our hands the most therapeutic oil. And what's beautiful as well is they care about the other side of the bottle. So the people on the other side, so the growers, the distillers, and the people that are working in the fields, and they are paid fairly and on time. And this is a really tricky area to work in around the world. And many essential oil companies use brokers. They don't pay well, they don't pay on time. People are waiting months and months to be paid. But doTERRA have a 48-hour guarantee for their farmers when they produce bring in their plants for weighing, or their leaves or their flowers, that then they get paid immediately, which is absolutely wonderful. And that's just part of what they do. They've built schools and hospitals and so many things to support the areas in which these beautiful plants are grown that give us the most amazing essential oils. So, how do you use them? This is so important, isn't it? Especially when we're thinking about our trial together, which is the first way is aromatic. So, we breathe them in. So, this is really relevant to our respiratory trial, our sleep trial. You're going to do this if you're on the digestive trial and you might want to calm down some feelings of nausea. You can put a drop into your hand and then you can rub it together, create some warmth, and then just bring your hands over your nose and mouth and take some big deep breaths. And it's a beautiful way to use your essential oils. It actually is going up the limbic up the olfactory nerve, sorry, to the limbic part of the brain, and it is affecting emotion centers. It's affecting how we feel, which is so powerful. And we can get this into our whole body just by simply breathing in. And this is where that word aromatherapy, which you might have heard of, comes from. It comes from breathing in essential oils. So we can absolutely do that. But these oils are really pure. So we get to use them in other ways, which is amazing. One is topically, so putting them where the problem is. So for the discomfort study, we're going to talk about applying Deep Blue to those areas that are troubling you. For the digestive study, we're going to talk about applying that Zengest or peppermint onto your tummy area or onto this area here if your problem is rising up here. It's a bit of a higher issue for you. And we're going to say to you, as for the respiratory study, to get these oils on the front and back of your chest and start to feel the difference, and you will. And the third way is internally. So I always say to people, don't have a twitch, don't switch off now. This lady's not gone mad. You can put these essential oils into your water. That's one of the things that we'll encourage on the trial, especially with the digestive trial. And with the discomfort trial, we're going to talk about a drop of essential oil in the mouth, which I'll go over in a moment. But these oils, there's nothing else in them. So if you would put a slice of lemon in your water or a squeeze of lemon juice in a baking or something like that, or a salad dressing, then there's literally no difference to a couple of drops of pure lemon oil. You know, the bottle that is this size, 15 ml, has the squeezed pressed rind of 45 lemons in it. And that's it. If you'd use a slice of lemon, you are totally safe to use some drops of essential oil. So a little bit of safety knowledge here. Hopefully you've had safety guidelines with your sample packs. So they are very safe and gentle, but they are powerful, and we need to be mindful of that. So if there's any issues at all with feeling a bit spicy, a bit sensitive on the skin, if it was to get anywhere near eyes, that would be it they do sting a bit when they get in your eyes. I've definitely done that before. And my children, my goodness, can't count the amount of times that they've got in an essential oil bottle and managed to rub it in their eyes. This simple thing to do is not water. So underline, do not wash it with water. How we treat this really effectively and quickly is that we put some oil or any sort of fat or cream. The easiest thing I find to use is coconut oil from your kitchen. So you get a little wodge of tissue or kitchen roll, you put it in your coconut oil jar, and then you wipe it over the area that's feeling stingy or difficult, and it dilutes the oil and it calms the reaction. And that's what we do. If you put water on it to wash it off, it drives the oil further in to that problem area, and it actually makes things worse. So that's important to know. Skin sensitivity is potentially your only side effect here. Follow all the guidelines we give you. Please ask us any information that you need or any questions that you've got, either in the Facebook group or with the person that invited you to the study. And do not order any oils on Amazon. They are not real and will not give you the correct they will not be exactly what I've said, which is 100% pure. So please don't buy them. People get hold of doTERRA bottles, take the tops off, put fake oils in. They've been tested, and there's really some really dodgy people. So last thing to say is we will help you get these oils. If these oils change your life as much as we hope they do, and they have changed ours, then we're going to help you purchase them from doTERRA through the person that invited you here. So don't panic. So general instructions, my top and most important tip to you is how to get the oil out of these little sample pots, because a little bit tricksy, aren't they? So if you've got your sample pot already and you've took your lid off, and you've turned it upside down and nothing's happened, and you think you've got a broken pot, you haven't, don't panic. But what you need to do is actually just to tap the base. So you turn it directly upside down. If you put it sort of 90 degrees or just a bit more, there's no drops that will come out like there would on a full bottle. So a sample pot has to be tipped fully upside down, and then we tap the base and the drops come out. And be aware that one drop of essential oil from a big dropper bottle is the equivalent to 3 drops from your sample bottle. So if we say 2 drops of essential oil, that means 6 taps. Does that make sense? Is that okay? And just to note that deep blue and peppermint can cause tingling. So this is not to worry about, but use some coconut oil if you wish to dilute that a little bit further. So a quick rundown for the respiratory. I've mentioned this already, but you are going to apply them to the chest area. I would say possibly front and back, and be applying them to the hands, rubbing your hands together and deep breathing, 5 to 10 deep breaths at least 3 times a day, and you will see that shift in your ease of breathing. It's phenomenal. These essential oils are clinically proven to open airways, and you're going to feel the benefits. For the digestive health study, you are going to do all 3. So I get asked all the time, it's 3 oils with the digestive study, and I get asked, where should I start? Should I just start with one? I'd say start with all 3. So if I start at the bottom of my page, I'll go in reverse order. Sorry about that, the lemon's not at the top. Lemon essential oil you're going to put in your water at the start of the day. So if you have a cup of tea in the morning, if that's how you start your day, then you want to put your little lemon sample pot with a glass at night by your kettle, so that while your kettle's boiling, you put that water in, you do a couple of taps on the bottom of your sample pot, and then you're going to drink that lemon water as the first thing that you drink in your day. And that's going to start your digestion off on a calming front. You're then going to use the peppermint and Zengest throughout the day. So you can start by using one oil and then combine them, but I would say just just begin as you mean to go on, which is try them in all the different ways. The Zengest you can apply topically to the tummy, or you can put into your water. The peppermint we've given to you diluted already, so you can't use this one in the water, though if you got it, if you got your own bottle of peppermint oil, you're fine to use it in water. But this one's come to you diluted, so we're going to say either place it in your hands, rub together and breathe in, or put it directly on the area that is troubling you. Put this on your tummy area 2 to 3 times a day, and let us know how different you feel. I'm excited for you to try it. I know that a lot of you have gone for the digestion study this time. For the discomfort, you're going to apply Deep Blue to the area that you need help with. And you're going to apply it to that area 3 to 4 times a day. With the oils, we need to keep applying and be consistent. When we apply the oils to the skin, they last for about 2 hours, and then we need to reapply. So we need to be doing that to be feeling the benefits. And then you've also got the Copaiba. So this is the one that we would suggest to use internally if you feel brave. I tend to use it under my tongue. At the start, I did use a mirror, of course, but now I can do that. I always get asked, can you put it in water? Yes, of course you can. It's the fastest absorption is putting it under the tongue neat. So that's why we suggest that. But if you would prefer it in water, of course you can. Or you can put it in the carrier oil, and you can also apply it over the Deep Blue, apply both to the area of concern and see how you get on. For sleep, we've got lavender and serenity essential oil. You can try one and then the other, or you can try both at the same time. They are pre-diluted and they are for use in your hands to breathe in, to calm the mind, calm the whole nervous system. And we'd love you to put it either on the back of your neck or on the base of your feet, and really let us know how you feel. If you try that 20 to 30 minutes before bedtime and see how you get on. The last way that you can use these, a bit of a different way, is to put them in some salts with a little bit of coconut oil and then add them to your bath. And that's a really beautiful way to use them as well. So my last slide, I hope I've not kept you too long for what happens next. So before starting, we would love you to fill in our questionnaire. The link is in the Facebook group, as well as you will hopefully have been sent it from the person that invited you. And then we want you to get out your little bottles and use them. During the trial, we have got our Facebook group running. Each day, I'm going to be sharing, along with a couple of friends who've helped me with some videos, about all of these different essential oils in the trial. And we're going to be showing you a little bit more, sharing a little bit more about them, about sometimes about the science, sometimes about positive experiences and different testimonials from people, how they found them to be really life-changing, which has brought us to bring this trial to you again this October. We would really encourage you to be active in the Facebook group, show up, ask questions, share any wins that you have, and I will be doing some giveaways. So the more engaged you are in that, hold on 1 second. The more engaged you are with the Facebook group, the more you will get out of it. Actually, the more questions you ask, the less you'll feel like sometimes you think, oh, I've got a question, but it's a silly question, so I won't ask it. And then you get all in your own head, then you don't open your bottles, and then you get all of it beside yourself. There's no need. We are super friendly, kind people who you can ask any question. No question is silly. Most likely I've asked it myself before, and I will love to answer it for you. So please ask away. And then to complete our trial, we are going to be sending you a final questionnaire which would just take a couple of minutes. We just want to compare what was your problem like at the beginning? How is it like now? What have you found helpful? And then we will have a completion call, like a bit of a goodbye. And I want to bring together the sum of your comments and your results that you've had through the trial, and then some beautiful offers. So we have got some beautiful, unique offers to share with you next Thursday, a week on Thursday, in 10 days' time, so that when you decide to invest in your own oils for your own home and you get full-sized, fully fledged bottles that actually drip properly when you open the lid, that you can actually get some extra gifts and offers from us that we are unique to the people that are doing the trial with us over these 10 days. So it's been my absolute pleasure to share with you. I hope that you have a fantastic experience on the trial with us, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.